Hello everybody, welcome again to Shortcut Cooking, and today we are going to make Indonesian or Malaysian beef rendang with a twist that makes it slightly Indian. As it is, beef rendang is already a bit Indian in the sense that it mixes up some Indian spices and some Southeast Asian seasonings and spices. So this time, this is a quick and easy shortcut cooking, of course. So this is a quick and easy version of it, and I hope you enjoyed very much. Remember to let me know your comments below when you're finished watching or when you're finished making it. So beef rendang is a very popular dish, internationally known. Beef rendang was voted as the tastiest dish ever. Among the top 100 were dishes like hamburgers, cheeseburgers, Neapolitan pizza from Italy, and masala dosha from South India. So please go ahead and watch and try this out. Now let's go over the ingredients that we need. We have here about 3/4 of a kilo or 750 grams or nearly 2 pounds of beef. You can use any cut you like because it's going to be cooked for a while and it will become tender. So any kind of stewing beef would be good. Cheaper cuts are fine for this. Then we have 4 grams each of coriander powder and cumin powder. This is about 1 tablespoon and this is about 2 teaspoons. We are going to use about 1 teaspoon of ginger paste, about 1 teaspoon of garlic paste, that's about 4 grams each. 100 grams of chopped onion, this is yellow onion, and about 150 grams of shallots. Actually, even though I'm showing you these shallots here, what I am using is actually dried shallots, because remember, of course, that this is shortcut cooking. We have to minimize chopping and cutting. In fact, this onion is pre-bought from the store, from my local grocery store. Not to forget, salt to taste and a bit of red pepper, crushed red pepper. People in Indonesia and Malaysia, as far as I know, don't generally eat a lot of spicy food. It's, Thai people, of course, do, but we're still going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper. The next few ingredients are Thai red curry paste. Now, Thai red curry paste has many of the ingredients that are used in rendang already ground into a paste, such as shallots, which are, as I showed you earlier. Already there's some shallots in there, and then there's some lemongrass, some kaffir lime leaves, some galangal ginger, and so, of course, we're just going to add some of this paste. I am using a chili. It looks big, but it's not very spicy. If I like my food moderately spicy, so I might add some other red chili or some other green chili later on after tasting it. And here we have garam masala, and that contains many of the other ingredients that are used, such as cloves and cinnamon. And notice this is got from my local store, grocery store here in Texas, that is carrying garam masala in bulk. It's a southern style spices garam masala blend. So that was interesting. I had never seen it before. We also need a can of coconut milk. This is about 400 milliliters and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. The dish is going to be a little oily and rich because of all the coconut milk and some oil from the coconut oil and fat from the beef. But that's the way the dish usually is. The oil serves to preserve it. One essential ingredient is tamarind, and I'm using tamarind concentrate. This might be a little bit more difficult to get for some of you. So you could try substituting it with other sour ingredients. To give it some sweetness, normally palm sugar is added. And here, though, I am using coconut sugar, which is made from the coconut palm. Even though the picture is of a coconut fruit or nut, the actual coconut sugar is not made from it, but it's made from the sap of the tree. It's got a slightly different taste from regular sugar, but you can substitute brown sugar or regular sugar for it. I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon. The first step is to wash and pat the beef and cut it into cubes. Did I tell you that I was using chuck roast for the beef here? And the beef pieces will be somewhat large. I deliberately did not buy very lean meat because I didn't want the dish to be dry. Those of you who are, of course, conscious of fat may not want to use such fatty meat, or might even prefer some other kind of meat. Traditionally, I believe this is generally made with beef, but deer meat, bison meat, or other kinds of less fatty meat might be more attractive to you. I believe this dish is made in this particular way. Normally it's cooked for hours and it's a kind of preservation, maybe for people traveling or needing to keep food preserved in some ways in the days before refrigeration and numerous restaurants along the way. But I am not bound by that. We have refrigerators now, so we are not restricted to cooking the same way. So any Indonesians or Malaysians who might be watching this, please forgive me. And some of you who are from Kerala, India, might find a strong resemblance to the Kerala beef fry that is made there and eaten with paratha. That would indeed be a very similar dish. There's quite a bit of beef fat. There's quite a bit of fat here that I'm going to trim out. And one of the reasons I don't trim off all the fat is that at the very end, you can always remove some of the excess oil and fat from the dish if you like before serving. All right, so here we have the meat and the lean part and the fat separated, and we're going to discard the fat. I've tried to remove as much of the meat as possible, and in fact off camera I will remove even more because I don't like to waste meat. And there we are. Now, almost thanks to the wonders of modern technology, such as ginger paste that you can already buy, dried shallots, and canned coconut milk, we are ready to cook. I have 50 grams of frozen grated coconut here. We are going to microwave this until it's brown, rather than using the traditional method of toasting it in a dry pan. Of course, because microwave is much easier, and this is indeed shortcut cooking. If you don't like to use the microwave and you still want to do a shortcut, you can do this in a small toaster oven. For cooking, we are not going to do this on the stove top, but we are going to use an Instant Pot pressure cooker. You can use any kind of pressure cooker, of course, but the Instant Pot is kind of easy to use. First, I am heating this up on saute mode, and I am going to fry the onions and the beef. Then I am going to add some coconut milk and let it cook under pressure for about 20 minutes, and then I am going to reduce the paste until it's nice and thick. So into the pressure cooker, which is hot now, I added a tablespoon of coconut oil, and in goes the onions. Here goes my squirt of ginger paste, my garlic paste. I've now added the meat, and in goes the coriander, cumin, and the dried shallots. Now I'm going to give it a good stir. I might as well add some of the salt now. Of course, always a little less than what you think you might need, in order to ensure that the dish doesn't come out too salty. And a large pinch of red pepper flakes. These are this red pepper flakes, these are very hot, so I'm adding only a little. And now let it continue like this for a few minutes before I add the coconut milk. I am going to add now the tamarind paste. And now for the coconut milk. I decided that I am not going to add the whole can, but just about 2/3 of it. Now a stir. And now I will close it and let it cook under pressure. I will cook it for 15 minutes under high pressure and then let the pressure release on its own. The total cooking period will be about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I've been microwaving the coconut until it looks like this. I'm going to microwave this for a short while more and remove any excessively brown or burnt parts. So here we are. It's all done. The pressure has gone down. And let me open it and take a look to see what's inside. There it is. Now it has to be reduced. I'm going to add the remaining ingredients first and then reduce it to a thick paste. It should be all pretty well cooked now, but it'll sit here and cook some more time. So there, it's cooked, as you can see. And it's nice and tender. So I'm going to add the red curry paste, the coconut sugar, and the garam masala. If you don't have garam masala, you could also use Chinese spice. But remember to be very careful because the compositions of these spice mixes can be different and you don't want to overpower the dish. Right now it has a nice beefy taste. It needs a bit more tamarind, I think. So I'm going to add a small squirt of tamarind, and now let me put it on saute mode. Cook it. In the saute mode, it just behaves like a regular pan with heat coming from below, and I'm going to cook it uncovered. And let it simmer like this for 15-20 minutes, and we'll see how it looks after a few minutes. As you can see, the sauce has reduced and the oil is starting to come out, and so from now on it's best to just continuously stir. If you like, you can transfer it to a non-stick pan and stir it there. As you can see, the oil is separating out nicely. I'm letting the parts of the beef brown just a bit by not stirring it continuously, but do make sure that nothing burns. And that's the finished product, and I now turn off the heat and it's ready to serve. And here it is, with a piece of cilantro on top for garnish. I'm not sure whether that is traditional, but that's all I had. And here's a cup of tea to go with it. Actually, forget the tea. Cheers! Mmm.